here's something else you have to do when you have a big yard. Every year you end up pruning some trees. This one's an oak, and those are much harder to prune with a handsaw. This was all done with a handsaw. And you know, I'll make firewood out of some of it. And this year, I think some nice pieces I will keep dry in the garage and save them for use on the lathe for making screwdriver handles and things for future projects. Lots of oak here I could use, and this is maple. So, yay, more stuff from the garden. So this is where I was pruning the trees, and I had said before that I was going to try to harvest some wood. So here's the maple wood I harvested. This is for firewood, and here's a few choice pieces for possible wood turning projects. And then here's the oak that I harvested. A little bit of firewood, more pieces for possible wood turning projects, and some longer pieces for making maybe some walking sticks or whittling sticks out of, you know, pieces that are a bit more straight. And something I read about online was to keep the wood from cracking so that you can use it, is to coat the ends with something so the wood dries out more evenly and doesn't crack so badly. So I was just using an old candle and rubbing it vigorously over the ends of the wood to deposit a nice coating of wax. So we'll see if that pans out. You know, after a while, if I can start turning stuff on the lathe, we'll see if it works. All right, Toolerinos, huzzah! It's lathe day. My son and I spent a little time this afternoon getting the lathe semi-functional. We created a barrel lock using a piece of brass gas pipe fitting and a piece of steel gas pipe fitting on the other side, on a piece of all thread. And I'm sure it doesn't work as well as the original, but it works. And as you can see, we've made a few chips. We just clamped this to the workbench for the moment and bolted the motor with 2 bolts to the bench, and I didn't bother with the guard because we're just trying to verify that this thing's gonna work. So, alright, plug her in, son. We don't have a switch on it yet either. Stop. Alright, let's see how much damage we've done here. It was a pretty crooked piece of wood, but we just needed something. Yeah, I harvested some maple and oak. I thought to use on my other lathe, but turns out we got this one together. And this does appear in the 1959 Sears Craftsman Power Tool catalog. That we found on vintagemachinery.org. And this here was a project this spring. My Uncle Chaz and the kids and myself worked on repainting this old swing set, clubhouse, treehouse thing. I don't know what exactly to call it, but it turned out pretty nice, and we really just used some leftover paint that I had, which is why the browns don't match, but you know, we just needed it to be repainted, and it turned out really good. And here's the load of branches from when I pruned the trees. I just haven't heaved them into the tree line yet. But I try not to burn stuff unnecessarily, since these branches will hang around for years before they fully decompose, and in that way it sequesters some carbon from the atmosphere. So yeah, don't burn stuff if you don't have to.